Oi. Kill the Titans and join the Survey Corps. This is all very exciting. Whoa! New opening! Someone told me I should skip this one though because there are spoilers until a certain episode. So even though it hurts me deeply to do this, I gotta skip it. But damn, it's so cool though. Still can't see. Night before the counteroffensive 1. That's it for Battle of Trost. A new arc. He's had a big couple weeks. He's still in jail? No, it's real. The class struggles continue. Totally different mentalities between the two walls. This is why you learn hand-to-hand combat. Man, this upper class is something else. I'm waiting to see some good examples of the interior, but so far, nothing. So far, we've seen a lot of like hedonism and hatred for the lower class. The optimistic part of me wants to believe that there are good people here. It's just that they're hearing these rumors that are propagated by people at the top who want to protect their status. But sure, they can't all be these greedy narcissists. They've been setting this up for a while, so it's obvious there's going to be this struggle. There's going to be conflict. You could also say there's probably a big difference between who we're seeing, which is like leadership and also military, and like civilians who live in the upper ring. Who's this guy? I can tell he's really cool though, Erwin. Pixis is so connected. There he is. Yeah, which is not totally unreasonable. I can tell there's a lot more to Erwin. Yeah, like, I feel like his seriousness probably comes from him being very conscientious. It's clear he's not messing around. Like, he's thinking about things very, very carefully. And he has a lot of responsibility, and also maybe the most dangerous post. So I feel like you can't succeed in that position unless you're someone who is really, really in control. But I can intuit that that cold exterior we're getting is just a function of his focus. It's not necessarily indicative of who he is. I get the sense that he cares about his people quite a bit, and he's no fool. It's so weird seeing them go back to normal, sort of. Yeah. What are you gonna do, Mikasa? Kill the military police? Oh. What are they being called as witnesses? Yeah, that makes sense. They were really involved. They were like inside of his Titan corpse for a second. It's kind of true on multiple levels. As if the chains would do anything anyway. At least he has people in his corner. That's a terrible habit. Yeah, the Survey Corps have picked their side. This is one of those things where it makes total sense, but it's still a little bit frustrating for us, the audience. Like, we're sort of already past it. Like, we know Eren's side. We know that he didn't know about this. We know that, like, he just lives to destroy Titans. It doesn't mean he's not a threat. Like, we saw him go berserk and destroy some real estate, but it's definitely not what a lot of people are probably thinking in this courtroom. All this time we're spending on the trial is time we're not spending killing Titans with Levi. But I'm guessing the significance of it will be that this will really establish Erwin and the Survey Corps as allies for Eren, and also establishing a threat that has been hinted at but not really explored in great depth, which is people who are really high up and worry about the peasants or lower class or whatever rising up against them.
エレン・イエガー君だね。君は公のために命を捧げると誓った兵士である。
I see where this is going.
異論はあるかね。
ありません。
察しが良くて助かる。
彼の巨人の力が今回の襲撃を退けたことは事実です。しかし、その存在が今、内乱をめぐる波紋を呼んでもいる。
Imagine outing yourself like that. Like, where is the threat of civil war coming from exactly? Seems pretty one-sided to me.
奴は神の英知である壁を欺き侵入。あれはウォール教の。5年前は誰も相手にしてなかったのに。
The Wallace. Was that Raven guy in the beginning of the series a Wallace?
調査兵団13代団長
Tell him, Erwin.
エレンを正式な団員として迎え入れ、巨人の力を利用してウォールマリアを奪還します。以上です。
お前らの英雄ごっこに付き合ってられないんだよ。
よく喋るな、豚野郎。
Oh my god.
てめえらの言う我々ってのは、てめえらが超えるために守ってる友達の話だろ。土地が足りずに食うに困っている人間は、
Seems correct.
てめえら豚どもの視界に入らねえと。
I wonder how Levi feels.
消えたぞ。司祭様は黙ってもらおう。
This is so bizarre. This whole trial. This whole courtroom's out of order. It makes sense in the context of the show. Like, it makes sense why people are afraid of change, or they're afraid of big risks. Because, you know, there's a lot to be afraid of, and as far as they're concerned, things are working, right? So, like, why take on such a huge risk trusting this Titan thing to join the military? But I think it would be really cool if, at some point, this became a little bit more complex. Like I said, I'd love to see people in the military police, or in the inner circle, who actually want the best for humanity, you know what I mean? And you would imagine there would be people who are not part of the elite that also are kind of afraid of Eren. Like, the way they're kind of framing it now is that it's two equal sides, but that can't actually be the case.
君はこれまで通り兵士として人類に貢献し、巨人の力を行使できるのか？
はい、できます。
おお、だがトロスト区防衛戦の報告書には、
Yeah, you broke a house.
巨人化の直後、ミカサ・アッカーマンめがけて拳を振り抜いた。
Yeah, and he knocked himself out. That happened.
報告書に嘘をかけっていうのか?
Mikasa just communicated all that in a glance.
はい、私です。
She'll lie. She'll 100% lie.
イエガーが襲いかかったのは事実か？
ごまかさずに答えないと。
She wants to.
はい。
Whoa! I'm shocked. Bold choice.
それ以前に私は2度巨人化したエレンに
Yeah, he
命
also
を
saved
救
their
わ
lives.
れました。
That's true.
巨人に立ちはだかり、私を守ってくれました。
Abs.
お待ちください。今の証言にはかなり個人的感情が含まれていると思われます。
That doesn't change anything.
さらに我々の調べでは、その時の経緯について驚くべき事実も見つかっております。エレン・イエーガーとミカサ・アッカーマンは当時9歳にして、
Oh no. Yeah, this actually is really damning evidence. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's a bad look. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, that is sort of weird. Well, that's a leap. That's a huge leap, but okay. Yeah, that's true. I feel like she actually is probably also a Titan, just because we saw, like, the muscle rippling thing when she went nuts as a kid. I was ready to dismiss this guy's entire argument, because, like, it doesn't matter if Mikasa's feelings are coloring her perspective. All that matters is the facts that she's stating. But the Eren thing, I mean, that's sort of true. He's kind of nuts. That doesn't mean that he's a threat to humanity, because he's nuts in a way that is conducive to helping them. Like, just he wants to destroy all the Titans. But I myself also question Eren's, like, character and judgment. I'm being swayed by this guy in court. Well, that's a noble thing to say. That doesn't make sense. A lot of bad reasoning in this courtroom today. Oh yeah, I mean, that's just humanity. Like, that's 99% of any argument you've ever had. People decide first, then they hunt for evidence to support what they already think. 99% of the people who came to this courtroom today made up their minds a long time ago. Our only hope lies in that 1% who is the commander in charge. I guess in a way it's lucky for Eren that that's the case instead of, like, a vote, because these guys have a lot of influence. Is this smart? I don't know. You only need to care about one person's opinion right now, so... Oof. Did he just emanate steam? What are you doing? Is this to prove that like he can take care of him?
しつけに一番効くのは痛みだと思う。今お前に必要なのは言葉による教育ではなく。
What the hell? Alright, we get it. Erwin unmoved.
恨みを買ってそいつが巨人化したらどうする？
何言ってる？
Levi's saving him right now. He's trying to make him look weak.
本当にこいつを殺せるのか？
総統、ご提案があります。
Nice tag team. Levi Erwin tag team.
エレンが巨人の力を制御できるか、人類にとって利がある存在かどうか、その調査の結果で判断していただきたい。
殺すことに関しては間違いなく、問題はむしろその中間がないことにある。
Play along. That was a really great 1-2 punch. Like first, that was a great idea from Levi, sort of emasculating him, making him look super weak. It's hard to look at that and think Eren's a threat. But also for people like that, I feel like one thing that they're going to be concerned with is who's to blame. And now if anything goes wrong, they can just blame it on Levi and Erwin and that whole crew. So they can sort of wash their hands of it. It doesn't mean they've eliminated the threat, but I feel like people thinking strategically, that will win points with them. Because it seems like a lot of this is politicking. It's like political survival. It makes them look really in sync. It makes Levi and Erwin look like they're on the same page. Erwin didn't flinch when Levi was beating him up. And he had something ready. It's also a reasonable suggestion to like let them do a test run. Welcome to the crew.
効果的なタイミングで用意したカードを切れたのも
Right.
君に敬意を。
He took a beating pretty well.
俺を憎んでいるか？
必要な演出として理解して
I feel like this is gonna win over Levi too. Yeah.
しかし限度があるでしょう。
He had to really sell it.
こういう奴らに解剖されたりするよりマシだろ。
一緒にしないでほしいな。
Eren's gonna fit right in. He's just as crazy as all of them.
ちょっと口の中見せてみてよ。
I bet it's healed.
もう歯が生えてる。
Yeah, of course. So this episode was a lot of court drama, and it really makes a certain group of people look really terrible. But I think the biggest benefit that comes out of it is Erwin and Levi looking awesome. And Eren's bizarre, but somehow compelling induction into the crew. Why did that feel like a bonding moment? Am I crazy? Like him getting beaten up by Levi, I feel like was a sign of them caring about him in a way. And then his quick understanding of that, based partly on Erwin's diplomacy and like people intelligence, means he's one of them. I feel like that could have gone a lot differently. The fact that he was on board with it, the fact that he was just like, all right, let's get to work, right? I think that will go a long way for people like Erwin, Levi, and that whole group who constantly put their lives on the line to get things done, right? Like there's no room for niceties in this world. And they also have to be really tight-knit. And so I think Eren just scored a major victory there with them. And also he scored a major victory by not dying, which is good. I keep finding myself wondering what is going to be the dynamic between Mikasa and Levi, because there's been a little bit of like parallel setup between them, right? Like they're supposed to be similar, I think, but we just saw Mikasa get enraged by the fact that Levi was beating on Eren, and now Eren's sort of out of her hands, unless she can find a way to join the group too. She's sort of on the outside, so that will be interesting to watch. But what I'm most excited about is just Eren finally joining this crew and getting out there. Like I thought that's what this episode would be, but you know, it doesn't make sense. We're sort of on board with it, like, okay, cool, Eren's joining the Survey Corps, go kick some ass, but it's a society. Society is complicated. There are conflicting interests. There are lots of different groups. And my feeling about this is that this is going to become a bigger and bigger thing over time. This is not the end of antagonism towards Eren and the Survey Corps, and for people who are not part of the inner ring. My feeling is that this is all just setting the stage for a larger conflict later with them. Character-wise, like I said earlier, I'm really interested in Erwin's character and where that's going to go. We're just getting a glimpse, but I can already feel that there's a lot to his character. That he's really, really intelligent, really deep, and also courageous. Like, he has a lot of qualities that I like already, even without saying much, which is interesting. Maybe it's because he doesn't say that much, you know? Like, the things he says are all carefully chosen. And we also get the feeling from him based on the way other people treat him. Like, someone like Levi, who's sort of king of this world, right? And a fan favorite, is beneath Erwin. That says a lot. And we see that they're really in sync as a unit. When Levi was beating on Eren, Erwin didn't miss a beat. He was sort of on the same page and used that as an opportunity to make a pitch. So I'm loving the Survey Corps already, even though we haven't seen them in action that much. So I can't wait to see what happens now with Eren, wildcard Eren, Titan-hating but novice Eren, joining this amazing group of people. It's gonna be crazy. But anyway, that's the end of episode 14. I'll see you guys next time when I hope this whole expedition begins.